Welcome back everyone to our Total War 634 Fire and Swords Byzantine campaign, and things are taking a bad turn as the Caliphate has retaken parts of Arabia Magna that we conquered recently, and our Emperor is dead, and we have a boy on throne. We're at war with the Avars, the Gokturks, the Khazars, the Rashidun, the Lombards, and the Papal States for some reason.
Speak your terms.
Yeah. So we're kind of in a precarious situation. We're about to fight a giant, small Muslim army, while I am trying to bring in some armies from... I had some armies. I am raising armies, though, to defend Greece, while I'm using these three armies to campaign against the Arabs, currently, who don't want peace. We're going to have to fight a big battle against the Arabs, probably. Now, my allies are beginning to crumble one by one. It's become more of a survival campaign and retaining my provinces. But so far, I have a lot of allies, at least. Like Albania.
I speak with honest and honorable tongue. I demand that you listen with equal honesty.
Seems fine, so I'll do that. So Theodosius is the emperor. The Rashidun are actually going to either defeat or get defeated by a Sassanid army right outside of Ctesiphon. Now, the Rashidun aren't going to attack me, which is surprising because I can now attack them, get rid of one of their armies, and more come. It's like we kind of beaten them to a pulp early on in the campaign under Emperor Heraclius, but ever since then, they've been like at our feet all the time. Their army has actually retreated far away. We can actually attack them now, though. I need to get closer, though, because I am losing men from this. I am losing a lot of men. Need to attack their army. Because my armies can't, like, reinforce. That's the problem. I hate the movement stance in this game. It's just making the campaign even more difficult. My lord, we should hold a fabulous feast inviting all the great and good of our land to marvel at our splendor and lasting for 9 days and 9 nights. Who should we invite? Our allies. We have an alliance with the Sassanids, but
Be welcome, emissary.
how about this?
Be fearful if you come with false words, dripping with honeyed lies.
The Sassanids should have like client states, right? Or not? The Arabs have like a ton of agents, though. That's the problem. Now, over in Greece, the majority of my forces have been completed. I've recruited all that I need. They keep on like running away. Right where all three of my armies cannot get to them at once. Yeah, we're still causing some problems down. We're gonna try to get a rebellion going down there. In which case that would divert their attention. My Baltic allies are suffering under the weight of their enemies, the Bulgarians.
These beasts slumber, but they could wait.
I'm not joining any more wars against anybody. This could be a ripe opportunity for me to attack the Avars, hopefully. Now let's see if they attack. Rashidun are not going to attack. They're just going to keep moving. So I guess we're going to have to withdraw and replenish our men. Okay, the Avars have now finally begun some advances against us. Attrition. We have a lot of attrition. Way too much attrition. So, they still have their force down here, though. But I am losing a lot of men, which is a problem. But let's see if we can attack them with 3 of our armies at once. Can draw us deeper and deeper into their territory, because now I can't even see my own army. It's not a good sign. We can defeat them here, but I don't know what's wrong with the glitch in this game. I don't know. ATTILA is kind of, compared to Rome 2, kill the captives. We do need to really replenish now, because all of this desert. So, Battle of Hira, decisive victory. So that's one less army that we have to worry about. Now we just need to replenish our own. They have sent in an army over here, but luckily I have an army here too. Now the Avars are going to be my concern. They sent in a small raiding force, nothing much. I have a champion that I can march into the Avar lands. They have a couple armies actually. They have Ilbeg, and now let's see here. Me and all my allies. So my allies are pretty much what's kind of keeping everybody in check. Great Bulgaria is kind of getting smaller though. Ravenna, I'm not sure how much longer they can hold out. While we just need to prevent the Arab armies from linking up with each other. Do need to fortify though. I need to force march these armies out. Get them back to my homeland, to the land. And then we need to replenish. But maybe after this defeat, they will not want peace. This war is gonna go on like forever. For we're gonna have to like destroy them completely now. So, and we can do that not through winning two, because we can't ever beat them by winning battles, because they always raise like one new army, one big new army. So we already have a rebellion that's kind of starting to mount in their homeland regions. So that's going to already cause them some problems. They have a rebellion going on here too. Disrupt the settlement again. My Sassanid allies should keep them in check too. Success. So that should help us. Unsigned skill. End the turn. March our armies back to Dumont. And then we can finally replenish now that we're in our own lands. The Lombards are still just fighting, but Italy's just like a battleground that's not going to go away. I want to see what the Avars do, though. That's what I'm curious about. Okay, Rashidun have finally defeated the rebels. Now they're moving their armies into my land. Okay, now we have... What the heck? Man, I have to enter in a war, some random war again. The sappers have been destroyed, so that's a good thing. The Emirate of Caucasus, a Mongol, kind of like a Mongol faction. So we do need to replenish, but we're not going to. We're gonna have to
Ready for
leave.
orders.
We're gonna have to like get out of this entire place.
Commander. Make haste, men.
Maybe have to abandon the settlement for now, and we'll come back and attack him later.
Your next command. The way is blocked.
Finally, we can
Ready for
replenish.
orders. We hunger for battle.
We just need to get our men back out here, because now my men are like, they have a disease. So that's not gonna mean, it's not gonna be a good thing. So, because remember the last time we had a disease that kind of just like, so I remember in the early campaign, Heraclius' army had a disease, and that's the reason why he never could advance into Arabia quickly, was because of that. And then that's where we are. That's kind of one of the reasons why we're where we are now.
Your orders.
I mean, we still control most of our core territories, at least.
We hunger for battle.
The Franks have actually. Wait, what? How? The Franks and the Goths are strong. I still control pretty much most of my core holdings, and Theodosius has finally grown to an age. Constantine III died in battle. Heraclius just died of old age, but managed to hold off the Arabs. Unfortunately, I was able to prevent one of our guests from making a fool of himself. He gravely insulted our good nation. We have just received an official complaint about him. Ignore the slight.
We hunger for battle.
We are benevolent.
Salve. How can I help?
Try to hinder this.
What is yours?
Assassinate the Avar. Failure.
Failing shame me.
So, hopefully my allies over here can attack Domavia, but they'll be expecting me to reinforce them.
Ready for battle.
We need to move against these Avars. Oh, but they're at war with the Franks too. So they're kind of in a hostile situation. Like they're like surrounded by enemies. So I think maybe now should be the chance to strike. Or better, let's see if they want peace.
Do not waste words.
They don't. Gok Turks.
Speak. I will listen.
Does the Emirate of Caucasus want peace?
Do not wander.
Nobody does. They actually are a dark cult. Huh. It's kind of odd.
I will do you the honor of listening.
Thank goodness these desert tribes aren't doing anything. But I think now should be the time we finally make some move against the Avars.
Set up the watch. We hunger for battle.
Send our agent scouting ahead. We might try to siege Sirmium while my allies try to take Domavia.
Salve. How can
How
I
weak
help?
are the Avars now, though? They've lost a lot of land. They still are strength ranking 15. Benevento is like beginning to move into Greece. But we just really need to replenish. How about this? We should send a diseased army to fight these guys, and then we can spread it. This settlement probably kind of was never worth taking anyway. We just advance into their realm to weaken it as much as possible. Alright, finally my allies are making some headway. Rashidun are actually gonna return. They're not gonna fight. I guess they're pretty much weakened by the war too. My Sassanid allies haven't done a lot to help, but I'm guessing they are dealing with some eastern threats of their own. The disease is spreading, so I need to get these guys out of here and fast,
Advance!
away from that army.
On the move! At your command!
We shall have to. Okay, the disease did spread to the enemy army though, so that's, I guess, a good thing. Okay, so like all of their armies are gathering here for invading the Sassanids, while a rebellion is about to happen in their own territory.
Ready for orders! Commander!
We can just wait for men to replenish. We need to bring these guys into this settlement
Army patrol!
to defend. Dumont al
Ready for
Jandal.
orders!
A mercenary commander passing through seeks an audience. He offers us his swords and loyalty if we would be willing to pay up front. Accept his offer. Let's hope that
At your
wasn't
command!
too expensive. 5 turns? Okay, the Avars are even more weak.
I am a champion of the law.
Let's go scout ahead to their lands. We can actually try to take Sirmium now.
None will escape! We take this settlement! Commander! Waiting for more orders.
Besiege Sirmium.
To victory! Besieging the settlement!
I will besiege the settlement. A rebellion is about to happen. Right inside their own territory. I don't see any Sassanid armies trying to defend their territory. I haven't seen any Sassanid armies, in fact. Who are they even at war with? They're at war with... I see. Because they're trying to defend against those, like, nomads. Who are super annoying. These guys can try to attack them. But, let's just end the turn.
My people. We fire this arrow straight and true. It is up to you to snatch it from the air.
Let's try to get as many alliances as possible. It's the one thing keeping us safe here. So they're going to move their armies into Sassanid territory, which could be a mistake. Could he be spreading a disease? Shouldn't the agent get the disease too? Oh, okay, they're going to mess with my engines. It's not going to work.
We have need for our...
Get some more alliances with the Sassanids. Okay, now the Sassanid armies are coming. There we go.
I will speak the hardest word for...
Alright, we have several large Sassanid armies ready to attack. Excuse me. Alright. Come on. Rebel. Next turn?
Ready for orders.
Most likely. There's really no point in trying to replenish, so let's send this army away so we don't get attacked and destroyed.
Gathering supplies.
Now over here in the north, we can finally
Ready for battle.
defeat these guys.
Ready for orders.
We shall occupy Sirmium.
How can I serve you?
Let's move our agent deeper into their territory now. Seems as if they're left all of their settlements pretty much ungarrisoned, as the Avars are pretty much doomed.
Do not attempt to.
Yeah, they're dead. So,
Ready for orders.
let's continue pushing forward.
Laying siege to the settlement. At your command.
Alright, so we've pushed into the lands of the Avars, taking advantage of the weakness within the Avar realm. We'll deal with the public order stuff like later. But now we do need to... Alright, finally the Sassanids are pulling in the majority of their forces. They actually have this... They're actually at war with this, like... This is like one faction, like, over here. It's allied to the Rashidun. And they're all the way there. Now Lazica is still trying to hold off these. So the Gokturks are pushing forward. But my allies have a lot of armies. Ooh, not really. We have these random nomadic hordes that are just coming. So now we can see the full extent of this Sassanid realm. Powerful Sassanid realm.
Commander,
We've almost finished replenishing. And it might not hurt. It might...
you may as well get.
It wouldn't hurt to get a few units here and there.
Hunger for battle.
Excuse me.
Fight with us.
Raise some local levies. Alright.
Ready for orders.
Get some skills for commanders so we can just defend the Levant. If we can hold this area, as long as we can hold our territory, I'll be happy. As long as we can just survive. Because we have the Sassanids on our side. And I'll be pushing deeper into Pannonia. The Avars pretty much are at their weakest point. Excuse me. The Franks are actually on the border with us. Dismantle all of these buildings. End the turn. Frankish armies have chased the Avars out.
I propose a simple treaty between equals and friends. All
We'll accept their non-aggression pact. Okay then. The Rashidun are moving their armies west now. But the Sassanids have taken Al-Hira. The Gokturks, though.
The love of gold can stir evil in men. Give us your gold. Avoid the evil it brings.
Nah. I'm not doing that. They're at their, like, breaking point.
the skill of your generals is failing.
We have new factions, like, rising. Like, I can just see a couple more extra ones on the end turn. Hired the mercenary commander. Oh, so like just better mercenaries. I don't want food consumption. It's gonna happen anyway. So now we do have rebellions popping up in Arabia. Don't know how they're gonna do with that.
At your service.
This army is just like pretty much dead.
Get to work! Get moving, you wretches!
We need to just kind of move into their lands now.
Is that all?
Fortify. And replace some of these dead guys with some mercenaries.
We hunger for battle.
Well, you know what? The best we can do is just try to raid. We're not gonna be able to. I don't want to risk this army getting into here.
It is a great and glorious thing to serve your people. Soldiering, it's a good life.
But you know what? It is not Roman to let an army just die in the desert. So we'll move this force down here to the coast. It is not Roman to let an army die in the desert. We just don't do that. End the turn. We're probably gonna get attacked somewhere though.
Can you?
We're on the border like with the Franks. Oh no. I'm not gonna win that. We only had 400 men. Oh, they lost all their onagers though. Oh no, they have a lot more armies than I thought. They have a ton of armies. Did that mountain just like rise? There's so many more factions now. Alright, so these guys have freaking cataphracts though, so that's a good thing. The Arabs have been pushed back. We do have a decent amount of armies defending this area. And they're pretty much all replenished. Gonna get 3 units. Get as many units as we can get. We have a ton of money just like available. So we're gonna raise another army too. At Constantinople under Theodosius. And that will be the end of this episode. And I will see you all in the next one.